name Will. Recovering addict named Will. All right. I was thinking about something, and I came across some stuff, and I have been actually been online, conversing with some people about, things that kind of like, excuse me, they kind of like was like a block for them when they were in their recovery, and we all agreed on something: loneliness, being lonely. Now, and when you get clean, and when you first get clean, right? Being lonely until you kind of like get an understanding of it, it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? Because you want to like bounce ideas off of people so you can kind of like critique your thinking, But as time goes on, you will get, like me, I got kind of used to like understanding what it is like to be alone. It's not bad, to be honest with you. It's a good thing to be able to do that, to be able to just be alone, you know what I mean? Go somewhere, chill, and be okay with that. And like in recovery, like when you get clean and you learning how to stay clean and sober, you're gonna have to learn how to be alone, be by yourself, and not worry about, being by yourself, being okay with it, because like right now, I've been clean 16 years, and it's not hard for me, like, being alone. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with being around people, and I'm cool with being alone too, But one thing that I can say is once you kind of figure out how to master being alone, you'll be okay with it. And you'll find out, once you're like alone by yourself, you'll find out you'll be able to kind of like, study yourself a little bit more, critique yourself a little bit more. You'll learn to love yourself a little bit more, because when you're alone, there's peace in being alone by yourself. I'm not talking about being alone, just being lonely all the time and you ain't never around nobody. I'm talking about being alone when you need time to kind of like get your thoughts together. You understand? Like, being alone is a good thing. It's a good thing. But I'm gonna say this: when you actually going through something, you going through a storm and you alone, that's when the test really hits you. Because you could be going through a storm and it could be some things going on and you can't even talk to anybody about it. You know what I mean? And you just have to kind of like internalize and figure things out for yourself. I mean, that's just how it go, But this is it's a good thing, once you learn how to master it. Once you learn how to master that, you'll be okay with it. Some people are not okay with being alone because they don't know how to like just be alone and just kind of like chill and just get their mind together and get their thoughts together and rest their body, rest their mind. You know what I mean? So it's not a bad thing. I don't know, like, where you at in your recovery, if that's what you seeking to learn how to stay stopped off of drugs and alcohol. I'm talking reason why I'm bringing up these little subjects is because these are the things that you're gonna go through. You're gonna go through being alone. You're gonna go through being around people, places, and things that's kind of wet. It's gonna happen. You ain't got no choice. So, you know, you just gotta figure it out. You know what I mean? You gotta figure it out. And then, you know, while you alone, you can kind of like meditate and pray to the God of your understanding. You know what I mean? To kind of like help you deal with whatever type of issue that you got going on before you actually decide to share that with somebody. You know, because sometimes you can't share everything with everybody. Some things you got to keep to yourself. It is what it is. Because sometimes people, you'll share something with somebody and they just have the tendency to want to tell your business. You understand? And sometimes you have to like if you're going through something and you have to go somewhere by yourself to be alone just to get your thoughts together because you can't share it with nobody. Sometimes it gets like that, you know? But first thing that I can tell you, the main thing that I can tell you is once you figure this out, that part out, you'll be able to move on to other things like being alone, dealing with cravings. Those are the first things that you really gotta watch out for when you first get clean. Now, as time go down the line and you're practicing to stay clean, you're practicing different things to meditate, to make yourself a better person, you'll be able to kind of like figure out how to do other things in life. You understand? But those things right there, like being alone and dealing with cravings, that's the beginning, you know? So, you know, you just gotta like just give yourself a break and just chill for a minute, you know? And just think about what you're doing before you do it. You know, sometimes you have to be alone to get your thoughts together. Because sometimes you might not want, like me, I go through something and then I don't want nobody talking in my ear while I'm trying to assess what I'm thinking about. Because I gotta think about it. You know what I mean? And that's the good thing about it. The good thing about this is that you'll get clean and you'll be able to think about things before you actually act out on them. So sometimes being alone, you might have to do that, you know? Think things through before acting out. That's a good thing, you know? So you gotta kind of like meditate, pray, and then here's another thing while you're alone. You could get a pencil and pad down and just write down, you know, take notes about yourself. You know what I mean? And just meditate on it. Look at it. Write it down and just like kind of like look at what you're thinking about. You know, you can write it and put it on paper. Nobody else is ever going to see that, as long as you destroy it. You know, as long as you destroy it, it's cool. But you can do stuff like that when you're alone. You know, being alone, like when you really alone, you can like trying to like figure out hobbies. Get you a hobby. That's a good thing to do. Something that's not going to lead you back into where you came from. You need to get a hobby. Everybody needs a hobby. I even got hobbies. You know, you're looking at one now. If you're looking at this video, I like shooting videos. This is what I do. You know, this is a hobby for me. You know, but you got to kind of like figure out how to deal with it, with being alone. You know, it's times like when I want to be alone, I go up to the lake or I'll go to the park and I'll just, you know, sit down and just get my thoughts together. You know what I mean? And I do that. You know, I do that whenever I have time to do that. But like when I'm out and about, or if I'm at work and I just need to just chill and just get my mind together, I do that too. You know, I'll go somewhere and I'll chill for like 10, 15 minutes or whatever, you know, get my mind together, and I'll get back to doing what I need to do, you know, as far as what I do for a living. But being alone is not a bad thing. Now, when you're alone and you start having those crazy thoughts about going to use, that's something that you need to look at. Why are you thinking like that? You know what I mean? That's like thoughts. Like something will start with a thought and then you'll act out on it. You don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want bad thoughts. You want to try to keep good thoughts in your mind. You want to always try to meditate on good things. You want to put good things inside your body as far as eating healthy. I mean, it's a lot of things that you have to do, you know, while you in the process of learning how to stay stopped. You know, you have to do that. You know, so, you know, God is good. You just gotta just come at it and just do it. Because look, like I said in that last video, it's your time. It's your time to shine. It's on you. Everything is for you right now. You have to learn how to love yourself. And learning how to love yourself is being okay with being alone by yourself. I mean, it's not going to kill you. You know? Like it's like an end of a relationship, right? Say like you're going through a relationship and the relationship is over with. You need time to assess what part that you play in the relationship being over with. You understand? And that's the time when you need to have time alone, just to think about stuff. You know, because you don't want a relationship to be an excuse for you to go back out and use. You know what I mean? Go out and use and get high, drink, start back drinking, doing drugs. You don't want to ever use that for an excuse, because you're stronger than that. God gave you something that's deep within you. Every human being has it. And that's the power of free will, to be able to change something within you so you can stay stopped and don't have to ever do drugs or alcohol again. You know, why do a person want to continue to put something in their body that they know ultimately in the long run is going to kill them? Or it's going to actually destroy, you know, a lot of things around them, like relationships or jobs, or just it would destroy a lot of things. So you got to kind of like play the tape through while you alone, you know? Don't let the old way of thinking creep up on you, because it can. And it can just take you straight out of here. And then you will never know. You'll never know, because you never gave yourself time to think about it while you were alone. And these are the kind of thoughts you need to have. You need to have positive thoughts. Now, I read somewhere, I was on this forum, right? And the guy was talking about, it was a guy, I don't know if it was a man or a woman. But anyway, the person was talking about that, they be alone so much that they be having thoughts of going to drink, do drugs. You know what I mean? Go back out drinking on the bench. And the thing is, if you always remember the reason why you actually made an effort to stay stopped, if you could always remember that, and remember the pain, and remember everything that you went through On that day when you say, I need to stop, I can't do this no more. You make a conscious decision. You gotta play that whole tape through while you alone. And that's how it works. You know what I mean? Because it's not gonna be all the time where you could just pick up the phone and call somebody and say, yo, I feel like I don't feel good today, I wanna talk. It's not gonna be all the time where you could talk to somebody. Cause sometimes people ain't gonna be able to get, sometimes people ain't gonna be able to get to their phone so they can talk to you. Cause you gotta think about it. People got lives too. Other people got lives too. So growing up, becoming that person that you need to be so you can actually help yourself on the inside is a job that has to start up here in your thinking. So while you sitting there alone, play the whole tape through. Always go from beginning to end. Beginning to end, and when you stop, made that decision to stop drinking and doing drugs, that's when you need to figure that out while you alone. Figure that part out. Remember the pain. Remember that. Don't just sit there and ponder on going out there, going on the bins, going back to drinking and doing drugs or whatever, because you already said to yourself, I'm gonna learn how to stop and stay stopped. You gotta do that. That's just how it goes. So I want you to think about it while you're alone. You know? And I'm gonna tell you, on occasions, I write down things and look at it. You know, just be honest on paper, because I'm the only one looking at it. And when I get done looking at it, I tear it up and I think about it. You know what I mean? That's, you know, you just gotta take a inventory of yourself. Just do it. And then when you do that, you look at your gratitude list and just be grateful for where you at right now. If you can accept being alone. Accept it. You ain't always gonna be alone. It's gonna be people who's gonna come in and out of your life. And here's the thing. You gotta remember, you can't control people. You don't have no control over people, or how they feel, and what they say, and what they think about you. And all that. You don't have control over nobody but yourself. So now that you know you got control over yourself while you alone, you could think about those things. You could do a gratitude list while you're alone, so you could learn how to be grateful. You could learn how to work on yourself while you're alone. Just do it. It's your time to shine. My name Will, recovering addict. I'm gonna end this video by saying God bless everybody. And if you're watching this video and you like the video, hit the like button. Because somebody else might need to hear what I'm talking about. If you don't hit the like button and you're watching this video, nobody else is going to hear it. You got to think about it. It's more than one way to do this. And sometimes you will get the message through somebody, maybe through a video. You might get the message through somebody who need to hear this video, so they can tell somebody else, so they can get some good good, some G-O-D, good orderly direction. You never know. So hit that like button for me. Be blessed. Peace. Like, subscribe, share.